Number synchronicities that this message might be for you around the time that it finds you: 303, 911. Those are some key ones, and then we'll see what more comes through. At the beginning of Scorpio season, this is a timeless oracle message, PS. I am recording in Scorpio season 2025. It is November 2025. Yeah, if this message finds you, it's likely really for you. So, I mean, get with it or get left, God bless. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Reveal it to heal it. Reveal it to heal it is what Spirit said at the start of Scorpio season. And throughout this Scorpio season, many of us, and likely around the time that this message finds you, have been managing felt pain, like lived and experienced pain that is felt on the physical level, pain that is felt some way that would be represented by the pentacle suit in the tarot. And oftentimes the pentacle suit off the top, 111, there it was. Pentacle suit represents like money is like one of the things, and one of the fastest things people connect with, like money and wealth and assets. Then there's also like resources, physical resources in general, which can include assets as well. Also food and housing, shelter and home as well. And then the physical body, the physical temple, the physical home, like, the self, bodily. Also, this is a very layered channel, so thank you for bearing with me. There's going to be multiple moments where you're going to witness me taking deep breaths and pauses, and I am being called to allow this for myself first and foremost, to normalize this practice and behavior more consistently, and to not give into the urgency and rush that I am seeking to deprogram out of my nervous system. A big part of this message and it finding you is, if it hasn't already, Spirit is wanting to honor how much you have, and I just saw 2, 3, 4, how much you have progressed, healed, recalibrated, aligned, realigned, attuned, reattuned. Essentially, you have done things to be better and to be onward and upward in light of whatever challenges and pains you have been dealing with for however long. So let alone whatever the most recent pains are, and recently aggravated pains are, let alone what's been a long-standing thing, and let alone a root issue that's likely been, whether it's been known, unknown, or underknown for however long, let alone an extended period of time. A big part of the healing, this is a lovely, they're having me say this is lovely, meaning to be warm, meaning to be nourishing, meaning to be heartfelt, not meant to be jarring or aggressive or anything like that. It's more like a lack of language, and I'm feeling something like here. It's like a loving wake-up call and a lovely wake-up call to prioritize the recalibration and the calming and the nourishing of your nervous system, to reestablish a deeper relationship, literally and figuratively, with the breath. So if you've also been called to / called back to breath work recently, and you've been like showing up for that, like making progress with that, like yes, like celebrating that, because it's doing, even if you haven't felt the most visible results yet, 4 on the timer, please continue with the practice, continue with the building of that habit of, however you would engage in a breathwork practice, whatever style of breath, pranayama, you, resonate with. get into it and get some version of consistent, because our nervous systems are really needing, let alone requiring it right now. And essentially, I stumbled upon some content today that essentially gave me some serious food for thought in regards to how my nervous system and its state of being and how it's been, how it's essentially held and directed muscles in my body in certain ways that are not in alignment and not healthy, and that have thus created the space for and led to like the recent injury, let alone the long-standing chronic conditions, concerns. There we go. And pardon me, because I'm balancing like channeling the message and delivering it. It's like really give yourself the time and space to breathe and consistently guide yourself back more into calm. It's not to say that you can't have momentum. It's not to say you can't be animated. It's not to say that you can't have fast moments of whatever you're doing, let alone speech or things of that nature. I'm not inherently trying, actually, no, I'm not trying at all, let alone I'm not killing the vibe at all. What I am inviting is a conscious and intentional reprogramming of our nervous system, and thus our resultant behaviors and practices and actions from being from a rushed or more urgent place, from feeling as if we have to always be the fastest all the time. I'm not going to say there aren't contexts for that, yet this is about like all the time versus not, and allowing ourselves to be more in peace, because a huge part of the healing and recalibration and realignment, especially those of us who have been dealing with pain, what has been revealed this season, let alone what is to continue unfolding, is some of us are getting some very like, there's some really deep things that on the one hand will be unexpected coming through, like dots connecting and or bells going off. And at the same token, I feel as though for many of us, it's happened to me, comment down below if it resonates with you, is we won't be like shocked by it. There will be some level of surprise, because like paired with that unexpected, like, oh, you know what I mean? However, it's not like shock, like where it's taking us out, like stun gun realness. No, it's more like, oh wow, you know, like maybe a little bit like flabbergasted. And I want to hold space for any and all authentic emotions, of course. With that being said, I feel as though it's going to be these kinds of revelations that are going to hit very deep. That Scorpio energy goes to the root of things with healing and to the truth, the deepest truth, to bring it up, out, and into the light. For transmutation, for integration, for learning, for study, for understanding, understanding, acceptance, transmutation, all that jazz. Alchemy. Continue to give yourself grace and compassion and allow yourself to feel the feels that are coming up, coming out, coming through. It is okay if some of the information hits as jarring, yet remember to keep your faith. Keep your faith in yourself, in your guides, in spirit, in your soul, in what you have been called to do and co-create. The reveal it to heal it truths are coming up and coming out, so that we have the deepest recalibrations, healings, attunements, alignments, and etc. possible. It's not to disable us and in some kind of like limiting way. It's meant to help us get the care that we need truly at a root level, and to, from an authentic place, co-create to the best of our abilities in this now.